Futures trading involves risk and is not suitable for all investors. Content provided in this segment is meant for educational purposes and is not a solicitation to buy or sell commodities.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk. I am Cody. He is Andy. It is June 15th, 2023. Just about 4 o'clock in the Central Time Zone there, my friend.
Just about. We're super close. We got Father's Day coming up, by the way.
We do. Happy Father's Day to you.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Well, I don't have any kids that I know about, so.
No, you don't know that. I mean, come on. Don't sell yourself short, okay?
There you go.
Don't sell yourself short, Judge. You're a tremendous slouch.
It's a glass half full kind of day over here.
That's right. Now get that glass half full. Just take Father's Day off anyways. It's your day.
I appreciate that.
Make sure you wear sunscreen now. It's that time of the year.
Duly noted.
Did you help didn't your neighbor cut down a tree or something like that? Were you out there?
Yeah, I watched it. Made sure it didn't hit my house. Did pretty good. No insurance needed.
House is still there?
House is still intact.
Well, did you help him cut the tree down?
No, I just watched.
You just watched?
I had a phone and a camera to make sure.
Come on. Aren't you like shoveling the driveways for your neighbors or something like that?
Well, yeah, but just in case something hit the house, I needed to have documentation.
Got it. All right. Yeah, fair enough.
So,
speaking of documenting stuff,
whew,
we should circle back here and unput, like, what do you put a pin in stuff? We're gonna unput the pin.
Unpin it. We're coming back to corn. We're coming back to Dec Corn, folks.
Courtesy of Bilbo, John Billington in our office. He's been just like spot on with the corn, buying it, selling it, you name it. What do you want to do here, dude?
Dude, this is, man, get that close above the 100-day moving average today, and kind of looks like a buy, right?
It sure does. So the green one is the 100-day.
Right.
So we have the 20-day, the 50-day, the 100-day. Let's just take a quick peek at one thing here. So I'm just going to make this, instead of 100-day, let's make it 200 days and see what it looks like.
So I've got mine at about 584 is where it comes in at.
Yep. So I just changed the 100-day average to the 200-day.
There you go.
I threw that out there. I wanted to do that because it lines up pretty, not quite, but it starts to, look at that. It lines up right where this market broke down from.
Yep.
So let me zoom in on that.
And I think an interesting part about the settle that we got today is you got above all the noise that we saw through March, April, kind of falling off into May right there.
Yep. No, that's there's a lot of selling that's been left behind. I think, so if you go back, like I said, we changed it to 200-day moving average. That's a very popular, widely used amount of time, right? And the longer the average, the less signals you should theoretically get from a trading perspective. But when it crosses through it and trades, settles above it and then opens higher, in this case, it just it creates that much of a stronger signal. So I think it's interesting that this 200-day landed right where this thing really started to accelerate from the downside. So it bounced here, traded through it, and then just never really looked back.
Right.
So it feels like that's the next stop. That's a dime away, but you have a really strong close here. And now what's interesting too is that, if you look at some of these different like technical indicators down below, the momentum indicator tried to some of these will actually make their own patterns unto themselves. Right. So you had a double bottom here, and now it's, cleared this area right here. So the momentum is very much in the favor here to go test this number. The question is, what do we do when we get there? You close above that and then you open, higher. It could get, you might want to cut down all your neighbor's trees.
Well, there is one thing. We did make Monday. Monday we made a pretty good gap on that chart at 535. So there is that kind of staring us in the face yet. So
there she is right there.
One thing to be cognizant of.
Yeah. No, this is a nice healthy trend though. Look at this. So here's kind of a sidebar too. So if you look at, like I said, we looked at some of these different indicators just as secondary. So like momentum, relative strength, those are supplements. Those in theory should be supplements to like a chart pattern, right? So if you have a technical pattern that's taking shape on the chart itself, you look to like a secondary indicator to kind of give you a little bit more confidence. But look at right here, right? So it crossed into oversold territory on the RSI. So right here, tried to do it again and failed to do so. So you have kind of a higher low on that and then started to go. And you had a similar type of like divergence between there and the momentum as well, right? So you had it try to get down here, and then it right there again, just higher lows the whole time. So there were some indications there, but again, it's easy to say in hindsight. But for those that are looking at more of this, secondary indicator type stuff, these are things to kind of be mindful of. Going forward, I think we got to go test this 200-day.
here's my question. And as you were speaking, I was kind of drawing it out on my side. Could you start at? And this is a question for you. Could you start down at that 495 where we kind of bounced off of and call this an Elliott wave? Because you have, I mean, if you map it out, we
You
kind
mean
of
like
are
right here?
correct. Yep.
The wave one could be. I mean, I think the issue that you're going to run into with that, is that this candle is, I guess, too aggressive.
Okay.
It's really accelerated.
That was going to be my next question, actually.
Um, you'd want to see. So if we go back when we looked at feeders, let's just do that real fast. Hang on. So like feeders, this was wave 3 right here,
Yep.
right? So this, like you see how it's a lot more just, I guess, stair step, slower. You're not seeing as much of like the big candles that we.
Right.
I think you'd want to look for something like that, whereas this just took
That's
off.
a good point.
I don't know. Is there any news out today? I didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything either. I think it's all kind of based off the drought talk and the lack of rain, from what I'm understanding correctly.
You getting any rain?
No, we've
We
got
got like
nothing.
I mean, I think we got a little bit. Grass, yeah. Yeah, the grass is brown.
Yeah, same,
We could use a little rain.
same.
So, well, I think at the very least, again, 200 day is parked itself right where it broke down from. I think it's got to go test that. Let's assume it does that, and let's see where it goes from there.
For sure.
I think if it breaks through that, closes higher, and then opens higher the next day, you have a pretty strong case to continue to accelerate higher, because you'd be breaking through what was once, pretty good support here,
Mm-hmm.
here, and then became resistance, and then closing above a 200 day like that. It's a big number.
Yeah.
Interesting one, to say the least. And like I said, John Billington in our office, Bilbo, was calling it. He called us out when we said that, to buy it like right here or something like that, and then right in our face. Remember, we said to buy it here, and then if you get below like this close, he stopped out.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I'm almost positive he said sell it yesterday. I don't know. You may want to reach out to him. We'll see. Speaking of ones that we looked at earlier, I didn't change anything.
Time to wear some egg on my face.
Egg on Cody's face. Womp
Man,
womp.
you called this
Man,
one. This one, yeah, I was wrong. I was definitely wrong on this wheat spread.
This is an interesting one. I don't like. I guess just following up on it, I think we got to go test that, and let's see where we go from there.
Yeah.
Right, because like if you look at some of the secondary stuff that we talked about, you're getting kind of hard to see, but you're getting some. I don't say divergence, but you're getting some kind of like higher lows are starting to form right there, and then right there. Right, so that would be an indication that the bears are starting to lose control. Right, you want that chart unto itself to be just as bearish as this one if you want to continue to sell it. Right, so the fact that that's starting to lose some of the steam and if it starts to approach zero again, that's a really good indication that bears have lost control of this trade.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I would be keeping an eye on, and then maybe you see that happen at this obviously very long-term support. I mean, look at how far this goes back. Beginning of the year.
So you're talking, what have we got? Another 10 cents downward from there, from where we closed today?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So not too far, but this stuck out to me when I pulled up this chart. This momentum down here is losing momentum to the downside.
All right.
Talk about momentum to the downside.
Back to dairy.
Back to the dairy.
Oof.
Bam. Weekly cheese. So we had this last time approaching long-term support. I don't know, man. What do you think here? It's kind of do or die time for it, isn't it?
I was gonna say, I think we're kind of at that long-term support. We've kind of been there for a little bit here, yeah.
We sure have been there for a while.
It sure, I don't know, man. It sure seems like we're gonna blow through that thing to the downside, in my opinion. I mean, because you got it circled right there, right? And you haven't changed anything on this chart. You'd circled the dollar.
About this gap right here.
Yeah, at $1.30.
Yeah. I mean, so what? The USDA solicitation is. I mean, we're supposed to be hearing more news about that. How much cheese? Well, it's not so much how much cheese, but like the time frame, I think, is the big question.
Right.
That said, we're not hearing a lot of positive things fundamentally, and obviously milk has been pretty heavily discounted. So I think there's definitely a shot at getting through the support. If we're going to do it, it seems like the fundamentals are going to be wrapped up to be able to do that. And if we did, I would imagine you'd probably go take a shot at breaking or getting into this, try to go fill this gap. But I think if we did that, definitely want to be looking out forward, getting, probably, adding some long hedges or getting out of start, I guess, mitigating any existing shorts kind of thing, buying calls or something like that. So, but to see, I guess, kind of bringing it back, to see consolidation like this, I don't know. This last two candles, this is a weekly, so we still have another day, but you had an attempt last week, settled well off the high here, and then opened lower, and that you're so far closing on the low of the week. It wouldn't be too much more to get through this number here. This is what, $1.43 and some change.
Okay,
Is that low right there? So that's another 2.5 cents on average.
Yeah.
Take one of them down a nickel, and you're there.
Well, and we still have one more day left in this trading week also.
Correct. So the confirmation would be, let's say you break through it and then open lower, right? If we did that, then I think you got a shot at filling this gap. I don't know. To me, it just seems like the market wants to keep bouncing around. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough one. You know who we need back on to talk about this?
Josh?
You said it.
There we go.
Read my mind.
Gotta get
Right there.
Mr. Skolnick back on the...
Haskell, where are you?
Back on the show.
Like, we asked him when he was coming back on, and he just kind of nonchalantly said, "You'll see me in 2023," or something like that. I don't know. Maybe Paige can pull the episode, and we can get the exact verbiage.
Yeah, you'll see me in 2023.
You'll see me in 2023.
But it is 2023.
I would say we're almost halfway through 2023.
We're almost halfway through. It's Father's Day, right around the corner. But I'd love to hear his opinion about cheese, because he loves to text to talk about how right he is all the time. So
we need him on.
We need him on. The market needs him on. Maybe we have to start another Jaskell countdown. Maybe like a public, what is it, like a smear? What do they call those?
Smear campaign.
Smear campaign or something like that. Just berate him on. I don't know how well it's going to work against him, but we'll see. All right. So yeah, you're saying you think we're going to go fill this gap? Is that what I'm hearing from you?
I do say that is what's probably going to happen. That's what it feels like, at least.
Fundamentally, it's in the cards. I mean, it certainly has a chance.
Yep.
We'll see. All right. What's our last one? We got one more.
Butter. October butter.
Yikes. That doesn't look good.
I was going to say Rocktober butter does not look very rocky.
That doesn't look good at all.
No.
So look at that. We kept it at the 200-day moving average, by the way, this green one. So not only did you get a close below the 200-day, but then you cemented it in the next. So this is yesterday's session. We just closed today's session. So this is like the official candle for Thursday. I mean, this looks like it wants to roll over pretty hard, right? You have a clear lower high right here, close below a lot of moving averages, obviously a very large one too, the 200-day. And I believe this is premium to spot, not by much. Spot's 237.
That's what I got.
It's not a big premium, but still, like they start kind of chipping away at butter here. This looks weak. I mean, this looks like it wants to. I mean, and there's not a lot of like, I guess, technical support here too.
Right.
I mean, this is all like super low volume, low open interest trade, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, this looks weak. It looks like it wants to roll over.
Sure seems like it. I mean, I can't argue with you on that. Doesn't look bullish. Does not look very bullish at this point.
I love the instead of saying it's bearish, it doesn't look bullish. So you're still trying to use the word bullish in all of your sentences, but it's not bullish, but I'm still using the word bullish.
Right.
I still need to get you that mouse that's only left click only on our platform. Left clicking pulls up a buy ticket. So
I don't know. With this one, I think you're going to want the right ticket or the right part of the mouse attached to it for butter.
I don't. Or you could buy puts. I mean,
it's true.
So, hey, we'll see.
All right. Well, with that, everybody, that's going to do it for another episode of Tech Talk with Cody and Andy. We appreciate you watching. Appreciate you tuning in every week. If you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Give us a thumbs up. Be a friend. Tell a friend. We'd love to have more viewers as we can. But until next week, everybody have a fantastic Father's Day and a great week. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.